Football Power Index, Seattle now holds a 51% chance to win the division. Lots of implications for last night. Seattle came through. And Marcus, you wanted to see more from Carlos Dunlap on that Seattle defense, of course, coming over from the Bengals in a trade. What did he show you last night?
Man, in the honor of Jeezy and Gucci Man having a versus battle last night, I like to say what it do, what the business is. Because that defense for the Seattle Seahawks showed up. They gave up 21 points. They closed out a game. The trade looked magnificent for Carlos Dunlap. They needed that in a major way. But I also want to bring something else to people's attention. That holding call that happened in the end zone that resulted in a safety, that's considered a great pass rush move, but it also is considered a big-time defensive play by the D tackle. So they came ready to play. Shaq Collar down, got to him, didn't really give up many explosive plays. At times I was frustrated because I thought the DBs were giving these wide receivers a little too much respect by playing off. But for the most part, this Seattle Seahawks defense, if they can continue to uptick like that against an offense who we all respect in this league, then we can start talking about Seattle being in the Super Bowl conversation again out of the NFC. But it's to be determined if they can keep this up and keep that type of momentum going. They were great last night when it came to making sure that Russ had the ball enough and making key stops in key situations.
I try not to go too homerish talking about Seattle, but also in honor of GZ, I put on for my city, and I was impressed. The only thing I didn't like about that Carlos Dunlap sack, Marcus, is that he's wearing number 43. It just doesn't look right. You guys know, right? Like watching him get those sacks with the number 43, it's weird. It doesn't feel right. I want to talk about Russell Wilson in the offense, though, because I think we saw like a vintage Russ performance. It was very efficient, and what really jumped out to me was that he didn't look like a sitting duck back there when he was getting blitzed, which is what's happened over the last few weeks. Some of that is that he was hitting his hot reads. He went 10 for 10 against the blitz. A lot of it also is that they were able to mix in runs, and it wasn't excessive. They still passed more than they ran, but that Carlos Hyde really ran the ball efficiently. He averaged over 5 yards per carry. And an efficient run game, Mina Kimes, notorious hater of early down runs, is saying this, can be a quarterback's best friend in situations like that. You saw that with Seattle last night.
Yeah, Ryan Clark, if you don't have a Jeezy quote yourself, I'm going to be really disappointed here, but I am going to ask you about Kyler Murray. So what do you think about Kyler and the Cardinals going forward?
Listen, I think Kyler Murray, he's a little early, right? He's a little early on his development. This team's a little early in getting to this point where they are contending for the NFC West. Let's not forget, just 2 years ago, this team moved on from a top 10 pick at quarterback in Josh Rosen. They move on from Steve Wilkes. They go out, get Cliff Kingsbury, and they draft Kyler Murray.